This is my review of doing the identity healing training. So I work with people who often don't remember great tracks of their life, particularly events that happened in childhood. So I was finding that with normal EFT, when we were going back to events, we couldn't find anything. The other thing with a lot of my clients is that they suffer emotional neglect because, often for one reason or another, they have emotionally unavailable parents. And so there was often no big events that we could find. And so I had done some mentoring with Andy and enjoyed his style of EFT. And so I thought that his identity healing might be amazing to do. The training itself was really a fun experience, and Andy and his partner Karen, it's kind of quite a warm environment and space that they create for training. They're both really passionate about the protocol, and so it was really easy to learn from them because they had a lot of experience using it over the years. And of course, they're both really experienced EFT practitioners as well. I found the training course itself, it's almost like when you first start, the actual training is really cut down into only a few hours at a time, which makes it really easy to digest. And the technique itself gets broken down. So you're working with training wheels on. And by the end of the course, I found myself, I felt really confident to go out and actually start immediately using it. I've done other courses where it's been quite, a 1-day intensive, and then come to the end of the course and thought, okay, how am I going to use this? And that wasn't the case with this course. By the end, I think it finished sort of on a Thursday or Friday, and by the Monday I already had some clients lined up and I was starting to use the technique pretty much immediately. And I found actually getting my 20 clients to work with, well, my 20 practice sessions, really quite easy because it has so much utility, this technique. So now that I'm using it as a practitioner, having done my practice sessions, but also just using it generally with clients, what I've found having identity healing means in my toolkit means that I can easily work on some of those core beliefs without having to try to find the events that might have precipitated them, because a lot of the time, as I mentioned, clients just have no memory for obvious reasons. Clients seem to enjoy the process because it is quite relaxing. I've also noticed that in a lot of my sessions, there was a huge amounts of emotion. This is quite gentle, whilst some people will cry or they might feel other emotions. It's very gentle. And I think probably the most important benefit that I've seen is just amazing shifts in people. I've seen, one session, someone get their confidence back after having 30 years of low confidence just using this technique. But also the technique itself is really good for exploration and finding not only events that perhaps people didn't even realize were associated with it, but also just dealing with aspects that perhaps don't really emerge that easily. So that's how I've felt using identity healing. I don't regret doing this training. It's been one of the most useful EFT tools that I've learned so far.